What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down what moved it, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid went down 3.09%, 235 the low, 246 the high. All in all, pretty crappy day for the broader market. A couple of things did really move it. One was that you just had general kind of resurgence of fear associated to the states defaulting. So as crazy as that sounds, it looks like they potentially could default in August unless they do get another extension. But at the same time, there is a rumor this is why Trump does want pretty much the market to tank, thus prompting rate cuts. He's even stated, I think it was a couple days ago, that he does want lower rates because of course that means he can refinance at a lower price, assuming they can get the debt ceiling raised, which obviously I think they will. But of course, if you can refinance at a lower price, I think that's advantageous to everyone. So you have that level of fear. You also have just tariffs. So of course, tariffs on April the 2nd isn't good for anyone. A lot of analysts at the same time are stating that a lot of these tariffs are going to lead to a recession. And then that is leading for the same entities out there to raise their price targets on gold. So Bank of America did raise their target to 3,500. I think it previously was 28 or 2,900 if I remember correctly, but nonetheless this does insinuate that there is a lot more pain to come. Specific to Lucid though, there was a recall of 4,294 vehicles, and it looks as though based on this, so the problem description is recalling all weather floor mats without anchors. So I guess it potentially causes acceleration concerns. So I don't know how this can actually be a problem, like a significant problem, but nonetheless, maybe just an oversight on something. I don't know. Clearly it's missing anchors, and that's the big problem there. So hopefully it does get rectified. This was out of AMP1 on a side note, so kind of just keep that in mind. Only other thing that really came out, I've noticed a lot of individuals kind of retweeting a lot of these types of videos. So Lucid Oasis has been really pushing a lot of these. So it leads me to believe that a lot of this is from Lucid, even though nothing's like, I don't think they've actually done anything official, but maybe Lucid paid someone to do these types of weird type of videos. So I hope this isn't what Mark was talking about for new marketing and new rebranding, because
wait a second
for that double noise there. But yeah, it just shows a gravity dropping. So there was that one, a couple others, so I'll mute this one as well. So you have just randomly a gravity being dropped. So unless someone has too much time on their hands, or these were actually paid for by Lucid, and if so, I wouldn't really be satisfied with this level of marketing change. So hopefully, like I said, Lucid has bigger and better things planned for the foreseeable future. So let me know your viewpoint on that. And then last but not least, a lot of individuals have been really bringing this up. And so Tesla entering the Saudi market. So I think in general, a lot of people always just saw Saudi Arabia as solely just Lucid. But I think in reality, they are more welcoming to all and any and all EVs, as what they've stated, I think, at the tail end of 2023, that to accomplish their goals, they want a competitive market. Just Tesla and other companies out there clearly didn't find it advantageous to really enter that market up until now. So it looks like Tesla will be entering at a special launch event on April the 10th. So do you think that this is going to hurt Lucid, kind of Tesla taking market share from Lucid in that general area? Or what's your kind of viewpoint? Do you think that this is something to be kind of worried over? But aside from that, shorts did return 370,000 shares today. 23.35% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 283.83 million shares overall are being shorted. So it's interesting to see shorts return on this bloodbath of a day. Maybe they're just trying to free up room, or again, they could be just under the impression that today's pullback wasn't really justified. So let me know your viewpoint on that. Moving over to options, 292,000 in calls, 111,000 in puts. So very low volume. 44% of all the options being done today though were optimistic in nature, but that's something to take note of with Lucid. You have seen very low volume, and this has been, I don't think it's ever been this low. Yeah, the lowest previously was 542,000 in one day. So only having a grand total of 403,000 in total premiums is rather shocking. So I don't know why. Maybe just people are losing interest in Lucid. I think at this stage in the game, a lot of entities out there must be like, hey, show me, prove me wrong, give me a reason to buy Lucid. So I think that's kind of what is happening for the most part. But 403,000, like I said, in total premiums. Yesterday, 899, 3.2 million the day prior. So definitely something to take note of. Of the call options that were purchased today, you see a consensus for it to be above 250. So the optimism for it to be back at that threes, that did really drop off the board today. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub 250 for this week, and you have a very strong pocket for it to be sub $2 next week. So maybe they're anticipating the big event tomorrow to be a flop and just the broader market to continue to break down. We have a couple big data points coming out this week. So we have GDP first thing tomorrow, PCE first thing on Friday. So for instance, if PCE is negative, then honestly, yeah, you are going to see the market freak the hell out. So yeah, let me know your general thoughts on all of that. These are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market above $100,000. So you had some entities buying the Lucid dip today, but I think just algorithmic trading was really suppressing Lucid. These are all the transactions that did occur on the dark pool above $100,000. There was one big transaction that just occurred roughly about 14 minutes ago, and that was a 15.9 million share transaction, 37.5 million overall premium. So someone is buying Lucid for whatever reason, and so yeah, interesting for that. With it right now at $2.36 where it did close. It closed right below this pivot point, so 237 is going to be a key point to really get over in the next couple of trading days, and then 219 will be a strong support. And then on the actual chart itself, with it at 235, it did close below that ALMA again, so really showing a little bit of a breakdown. Stochastic RSI is rather overbought, and that's just because of the recent price action. So I think with a lot of the negativity today, it's going to be causing a lot of negative consolidation. So as far as in the short term, just watch for that 100-day moving average at 257. So hopefully we do have GDP coming out better than anticipated, and a lot of that tariff fear does start to subside, and then we start to move higher. But in my opinion, given everything, and like I said at the beginning, Trump potentially wanting the market to somewhat crash to get lower rates just to benefit the states and their debt, then yeah, you might see a little bit more further kind of a pullback. So let me know your general thoughts on all of that. Just take note of some of these strong support and resistance points, like I said, if you're wanting to average down. So $2.19, 208, and then $1.90 as the next strong support levels. So I know I kind of talked on a lot of things in this video, but what's your general thoughts on, for instance, Tesla entering into the Saudi market? What's your viewpoint on this big transaction that did occur? Do you think that is the PIF? Do you think it's someone else? What's your kind of general thoughts? One final thing, pop over to my Patreon and get buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.